There was a time when America was like a party that everyone in the world wanted to join. People dreamed of coming here to live, to study, or just to visit. But today, things have changed. The table is still set, but the chairs are slowly becoming empty. Spending by international tourists has dropped by more than $12 billion. America is now the only developed country where the number of visitors is actually going down instead of growing. New York lost billions in revenue. Las Vegas lost 13% of its foreign visitors. The world is no longer rushing to visit the US like before. It's not because people suddenly dislike America but because they no longer see a reason to come. Maybe it's because of high prices or strict policies. Maybe it's because America's image isn't as strong as it once was. But maybe, deep down, it's because the American dream no longer feels real. This isn't just about tourism. It's about how attractive, inspiring, and powerful America still is to the rest of the world. If people no longer want to visit the US, will they still want to follow its example? This isn't just a travel problem, it's a test of America's global influence. The numbers are clear. In 2024, international visitors to the US dropped by almost 8%. At the same time, Japan saw an increase of 27%, and South Korea 19%. In General Z's list of dream destinations, the US fell out of the top 3, replaced by Canada, Australia, and Japan. If Hollywood is how America tells stories to the world, then tourism is how the world votes with their plane tickets. And right now, fewer people are voting for the US. Tourism isn't just about travel or sightseeing. It's about what kind of life and values people admire. When a Japanese family flies to the US, they're not just paying for Disneyland or the Grand Canyon, they're buying an experience of freedom, opportunity, and hope. But what happens when that same family chooses Canada instead of California? Or when German students choose Seoul instead of San Francisco? It's not just about losing visitors, it's about losing belief in a dream. In the past, America was seen as the future. Silicon Valley showed how technology could change lives. Wall Street showed how a free economy works. Broadway and Route 66 told America's story. But now, when people want to see the future, they look to Tokyo, Berlin, or Singapore. The real question isn't how much tourism money America is losing. It's whether people still want to experience the American future at all. Every selfie taken in New York or Yellowstone used to be proof that America's dream was still alive. When those photos stop appearing, what does that mean? Maybe the land of opportunity doesn't feel so convincing anymore. Maybe the world now sees things in America they used to admire but now want to avoid. Or maybe, simply, the rest of the world has become too good. If travel is like a global vote of confidence, then today's decline is not just a tourism story, it's a sign that America's soft power is fading. A superpower that no one visits isn't really leading, it's standing alone. Look at history. Rome was once the center of the world not just because of power or gold, but because everyone wanted to go there. Now, America's military, technology, and Hollywood are still strong, but the roads leading to America are quieter. New York is expected to lose over $4 billion in 2025 from fewer international visitors. Las Vegas lost 13% of its foreign tourists. Major conferences are moving from San Francisco to Singapore, and from Chicago to Dubai. The empire still stands, but the seats are empty. Imagine hosting a big backyard barbecue with steak, beer, and music. Every year your neighbors come, but this year, they text you saying, "Sorry, we're going somewhere else. It's more fun there." You still have the food and music, but now you're eating alone. When people stop visiting, it's not just empty hotels or restaurants. It means you're no longer the center of attention. An empire stays strong when people want to come close to learn, to invest, to cooperate. When that stops, it's a warning sign. And slowly, America's soft power starts to shrink. If the world doesn't want to visit you anymore, are you still a superpower? Or just a rich fortress, impressive, but forgotten? This isn't about hate. The world still respects America. But respect isn't the same as desire. There was a time when the word, America, meant one thing: the dream. The dream that anyone, no matter how poor, could succeed through hard work. People flew across oceans to reach this land of hope. But now, that dream feels like a story from the past. The data proves it. According to Pew Research 2024, 63% of young Europeans believe the US is no longer a model of opportunity. 42% of students now choose Canada or Australia instead, even though tuition costs are similar. Tourism and study visits to the US are down by over 30% compared to before the pandemic. In simple terms, people no longer pay to chase the dream because they don't believe in it anymore. Think about it: a movie about the American dream sounds exciting at first. But then you learn that college costs $60,000 a year, healthcare is 4 times more expensive than Europe, and salaries often can't cover rent. Suddenly, that dream feels like fiction. Tourism, just like trust, is fragile. Once people stop believing, they stop coming. And when the world stops visiting, it's not just tourists who disappear, it's trust, and the ability to inspire the future. America used to be the brightest light in the room. People gathered around it for hope and inspiration. But now, new lights shine in Tokyo, Dubai, and Singapore. People haven't turned against America, they just don't need its light as much as before. America used to be a shining light for the world. That light still exists today, but it's not bright enough to guide the way anymore. People once traveled to America to see the future. They came to witness innovation and progress. But now, many visitors come to look back at history instead. They visit Wall Street to see the place that once moved the world's economy. They go to Silicon Valley to take photos where the iPhone was invented. They tour Hollywood to remember where movie legends were made. But today, these places feel more like museums, reminders of what once was, not what's coming next. Maybe the problem isn't that America is falling behind, but that the rest of the world has caught up. Now people can find advanced technology in Seoul, powerful financial systems in Singapore, and creative culture in Tokyo. Why travel halfway across the world to learn from the US when innovation exists everywhere? This loss of inspiration doesn't just affect tourism. It reduces the flow of students, investors, and creators who once came to America to build their dreams. When these people go elsewhere, they take their money, ideas, and energy with them. America remains rich and powerful, but it's slowly turning into a stopover, not a starting point. If tourists come only to remember the past, has America turned from the cradle of the new century into a museum of the last one? And if the world's magnetic field is shifting, what happens when people find new centers to follow? We've all heard the phrase, build the wall. But America didn't need a physical wall, it built an invisible one made of paperwork, costs, and waiting times. A person from India might wait almost 9 months for a visa that's as long as it takes for a baby to be born. Visitors from other regions might be asked to share their social media accounts or pay higher visa fees. This isn't tourism anymore, it's a patience test. Imagine inviting friends for dinner, but first, they must fill out 5 forms, wait in line for hours, and answer personal questions. Many would give up and go home. That's how travelers describe visiting America today. It's not that they don't want to come, they're just too exhausted trying to get there. Since the pandemic, the number of visitors from countries like Brazil, India, and Turkey has dropped sharply. Travel agencies say tour cancellations to the US have increased by 30% because of complex entry rules. In a 2025 survey, 45% of international travelers said they chose other destinations because entering the US was too difficult. No one hates America. They just don't have the energy to deal with the process. This invisible wall of bureaucracy, suspicion, and fatigue doesn't just keep visitors out, it's also keeping America behind. Every delayed visa means a lost plane ticket. Every traveler stopped at the airport means an empty hotel room. Every visitor who feels unwelcome tells others not to come. The world isn't turning away out of anger, it's turning toward countries that welcome them with open arms and smiles. In today's world, feeling welcome matters more than beautiful landmarks or fancy malls. If the American dream stands for freedom, why does the path to it feel so full of barriers? If even visitors are kept out, how can America continue to speak of the door of opportunity? America isn't isolated because people left, it's isolated because it built walls around itself through policies and attitudes. Think of it like social media. You once had millions of followers, but one day, engagement drops. You're still posting the same, but people quietly unfollow. Now imagine that account is called the United States of America. The world is quietly clicking unfollow. If this continues, the US could lose over 1 million tourism-related jobs and more than $300 billion in spending, the same as the entire economy of Chile. Cities like New York, Orlando, and Los Angeles would see less investment and weaker local economies. Tourism is more than just money, it's trust. When people visit a country, they're showing belief in its safety, creativity, and opportunity. When that trust fades, it also affects education, business, and investment. A restaurant doesn't just survive on good food, it needs people who want to sit at its tables. When customers stop coming, the whole system around it starts to fail. The same is happening to the US. If tourists stop coming, then students, professionals, and investors will start going elsewhere, to places that feel easier, friendlier, and more open. The world doesn't need a revolution to change direction. It just needs to buy a ticket to somewhere else. So what's the solution? No country is unfollowed forever. America can win back the world's attention, but only if it remembers what made it special in the first place. It can start by making travel easier, faster visas, better airport experiences, and more visa-free agreements. It can refresh its global image by promoting freedom, creativity, and opportunity in modern ways that connect with younger generations. It can build bridges again through cultural exchange, scholarships, and partnerships that bring people closer. So here's the question. If America, once the world's top destination, is now overlooked, can it still lead? Or will it remain rich but ignored? The future isn't decided yet. But one thing is certain: to be loved again, you must first make people want to come close. Travel isn't just about flights or hotels. It's how the world votes, without using a ballot. And right now, the world's vote is shifting away. That doesn't mean America's story is over, but it does mean the age when the world lined up to chase the American dream may be fading. The real question now is, does America have the courage to rewrite its story? What do you think? Has the world lost interest because of policy, image, or simply change? And can America still win back the world's heart?